So, Mortal Kombat. Let's talk MK talk. But before we start chit-chatting about that, I want you to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified if you already are subscribed. And let's get to the review. Okay, so I got the chance to watch Mortal Kombat again, and you probably read my first review on my website, drunkeninsomniacwriter.com, and you thought, she hates this movie. But the honest truth is, once I sat down, watched it in the theater, big screen, surround sound, all that good stuff, and a few other times online without any distractions, completely by myself, not sleep deprived, I actually got a chance to really appreciate it. Mortal Kombat is a fun movie. It's not horrible. It's not Annihilation. This movie focuses on a character that the studio, the writers, whoever decided to make up. Now, I didn't hate Cole Young, and that's if you're wondering who I'm talking about. When you think about his character next to the damn near 100 characters in the Mortal Kombat universe, you think, oh, he's just some guy that gets beat up and yada, yada, yada. It's not to say that he's a horrible character or he is a horrible actor, because I love Louis Tan, especially in Into the Badlands. But the thing about, and if you ever watch that show. The thing is just that it wasn't necessary. It could have been one way where, since this is a prequel or pre-tournament movie or whatever, they could have set it up similar to the way the Resident Evil movie was set up, where Alice traipses through, everything that's going on underground in the hive, and there are no RE characters in the movie whatsoever. It's just her and these other characters we've never seen, never heard of, and basically everything in the Resident Evil world is still going on. Those characters still exist, pretty much like Resident Evil 0. What would the average Joe do? Mortal Kombat doesn't do that. It tries to connect us to the original characters with a person we've never met before. This doesn't really work here, because if you're a fan of the OG series, like if you're just a fan of any of the games, even if it's the original trilogy of the games, then you're like, who's this guy? And if you're someone who's never played a Mortal Kombat game and you pretty much don't have any idea what's going on except for the fact people are beating the shit out of each other, you're like, okay. So it's like one of those things where, again, he's not bad. He just doesn't shine. He doesn't shine enough to be that memorable. Actually, he's probably memorable for being not that memorable. In addition to that, they push his character to the front of these characters that we know and we actually do love. Johnny Cage is not even in the movie. So, to take the characters that are the original characters and then put this character we know nothing about in the front to kind of basically let us see through his eyes, someone who's never been, a part of this world, we're introduced to everything through him. We don't really need that, especially when it has such a huge fan base. The things that I really, really, really love and I can't get enough of, obviously the blood and gore. Yes. Yeah. The special effects, in particular the practical effects. I love it. Every time there's a fight with Sub-Zero, they use a lot of actual ice. So the fact that they use practical effects versus digital effects all the way through is amazing. I was digging that. I love when movies kind of take a little bit of practical effects, a little bit of CGI digital effects, and put them together to make a flawless looking film. And that really worked in this case. Goro, for example, yes, he's all like CGI or whatever, but I think he looks better than the animatronic one from the 90s. Why? Because that one was so problematic according to the set and characters. Like, it just kept acting up. That happens. Same thing with Jaws. You get certain things are just too problematic to be practical, and they're costly. So I understand that. But again, Goro looked amazing. He looked really badass. And if he was really there in front of me, I'd be a little scared. They killed my man Goro, so I'm hoping they bring him back. There are some things that I really hope that they do to rectify a lot of this shit. From the moment we see this movie start with Scorpion and Sub-Zero's feud with, Bihan and Hanzo Hasashi, we see the fighting and we're like, oh my God. Like, that's why I was so hyped when I watched that opening preview, because it was like, if this is just the opening and this is how we getting started. Oh, it's about to go down. Then we go to this guy who was like, oh, who? What? The fatalities. Kung Lao. If you know, you know. His fatality where he saws Natara in half, I was like, damn. And if you don't know who Natara is, she's like in the later games. I rarely ever played with her. In the movie, she had a whole lot more clothes on than she did in the game, and that's all I really know. The same thing goes for the other guy, Reiko. I never really played with him. He was just a character I kind of glossed over, like many others. Like I said, it's like almost 100 characters in this universe. But the characters look good. Like, even when Liu Kang goes to fight with the shirt off and the red, and I was like, whoa, he got some muscles. Whew. So he looks great. Sub-Zero looks like this Chinese assassin, which he is, but it's still similar to his blue and black outfit that's in the game. Same thing for Scorpion. Scorpion, being coming from a Japanese clan of assassins, looks kind of like it's inspired by a samurai look almost. And it's really stoic and awesome and kind of accurate for that timepiece, considering they're like in the 1600s. We still see the gold and the yellow and all the colors that we know from the game. So when he comes on screen, we're like, oh, we know who that is. Speaking of which, what you see in the trailer of Scorpion is pretty much what you get. They do my man dirty. They did him dirty. And that's always been my go-to character. Like, I used to like Sub-Zero because, yeah, you could freeze people. But eventually, I got used to playing with Scorpion. And I just, get over here. The set pieces for where the tournament, well, the pre-tournament takes place. Awesome. They look great. Why? Because I recognize some stuff from the game. And even though we never get the actual tournament from the game, it's something to look forward to, I guess, because this is a pre-tournament. So there's always that. Another thing that I really enjoyed were certain characters and their time on the screen. Kano is one of the main characters that we see on screen, that every scene that he has, he steals and he dominates. The man is hilarious. So I laughed almost every time that he was on screen because he always had something snarky and funny to say, and it just landed. The jokes didn't feel forced. I would have honestly thought he ad-libbed a lot of them. Some of them are quite racist. If you are a pre-millennial like myself, you find stuff like that funny. You're not as sensitive in this cancel culture that we live in. If you're anal like some people are, you'll notice that they kind of cut scenes nowadays with fighting movies. They did a little bit of that, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't so excessive that you're like... I did love where they kept doing the spamming sweep with Liu Kang and Kano. Like, if you ever played the game and then they constantly did that to somebody and pissed them off, I was one of them people. Oh, sweet. Just keep doing it. Just keep hitting that button. So the movie takes its time to play really close detail to a lot of things like that. But then again, they go and just pull the sidebar and just start doing something that didn't make sense, didn't need to be there, just extra, like this Arcana thing. What the hell is even that? I mean, I know what it means, but why? Like, it felt like a Power Rangers movie that was rated R, or some movie from, I don't know. I felt like Harry Potter or something. I don't know, which is ironic because the dude that plays Liu Kang was in Power Rangers. My kid had to point that out to me. These people come to this tournament to fight this secret tournament. They don't need no badge to get in. They don't need no decoder tattoo to get in. They just, look, you come, you win, and you kill somebody or you die. Period. And if you and all the people from your realm lose, and we take over that realm, and that's that. But hopefully in the sequel, that's going to be something that they'll fix. We'll actually get the tournament. We'll bring back some of those characters that died so they can fight in said tournament and actually do some damage. And then we'll, I'll be happy. Because we hinted at a lot of them. I mean, we got all the little Easter eggs and tidbits. So maybe we'll get those people. I mean, we saw Shinnok's medallion, the Katana's fans, and we saw all types of stuff in the beginning when Sonya was explaining everything to Cole. So all that being said, they could be in it. And we might bring back the people that we enjoy so much from the movie. I don't know. What do you think? A lot of my predictions actually came out true. I was worried about Cole this cool new character. I was right about that. I had a feeling he was going to be related to Scorpion. I was right about that. Like, it was a lot of predictions that I had, and I was like, okay. But again, like I said, when we get to the next one, I want them to focus on the main character. Even if it's the original OG characters, Raiden, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Kano, Sonya Blade, Jax. Like, if it's just those original people, fine. I'm cool with that. If they want to add some more up into from that point between that and like 11, part 11, that's cool too. But just stick to the guns. We don't need extra stuff. To me, the way this movie played out, it was like playing the game, and then a friend of mine watching me play the game who's never played this game, and then they got to turn around and explain the game to someone else. Overall, it's a fun movie. If you get a chance to watch it in movie theaters and have some sense of normalcy, I think that's pretty much what matters most. I'm at this point, like, I'm not even complaining about the movie because I got a chance to sit in a movie theater and have some greasy ass popcorn and some nachos with cheese, even though I'm not even supposed to be eating dairy and nothing that's not plant-based. But I just enjoyed it. I went with my mom and my daughter, and I got out the house and it felt amazing. So I was so wrapped up in that experience that alone pretty much made the movie even more awesome. More so awesome than that review that you guys got. So I'm sorry if y'all think I didn't like the movie, because I honestly did. Like I said, the Kano, I loved him. Sub-Zero, back to that guy. When this man get on the screen, you know some shit was going down. He was going to do some wrecking shit. It was like when Jason is coming, you hear when Sub-Z was coming, you see snow. It's like frost forming on stuff. It's getting cold. Something's about to go down. And I was cool with that. So, again, we're going to hopefully get some new characters in the sequel, because that's what a sequel is supposed to do. Introduce new characters, or in this case, known old characters. If you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. Give them money. Give them a reason to get a better sequel out there. If you have HBO Max, check it out on there too. So, was there anything that I missed? Is there anything that you liked? Go ahead on down and leave some comments, get some jargon going. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, because you know why? That helps me. It helps the algorithm. And that's just a cool thing to do. I mean, if you like a video, just like it. Why not? Anyway, I want to again thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you haven't seen that, read that review that I've done, go ahead over to drunkeninsomniacwriter.com. It's there. It's not that bad, but yeah, I probably was a little bit harsh. So I do have another review coming up, as well as a Single Chronicles video. If you don't know what the Single Chronicles are, then you need to go through my other videos and check that out. But for everyone else, I want to say, be awesome, be you, but above all else, love yourself. There's that heart again. And I'll see y'all on the flip flap. Take care, guys.